Now that we've gotten our fill of just how bad America's state flags are, there was something that I was alerted to on last stream that I wanted to take a look at on this stream. Now here's the thing, I anticipated that something goofy like this would probably happen when it came to Silksong, mainly because, unfortunately, a lot of the current gaming discourse is piloted by people who have probably never really played that many video games. But apparently, HoRnEt Silksong is under controversy, because I don't fucking know. And as someone that, definitely doesn't have an addiction to playing HoRnEt Silksong, a feeling that I need to at least take a look at this and see what the fuck is even going on, because I'm morbidly curious as I usually am. So let's see what we got.
I'm gonna buy you EDF 4.1 and make you addicted to playing that game.
Oh no. Also, what the fuck? This was released a month ago. You have 96.1 thousand subscribers, and you can only peak at 2.9k views? Alright.
So Hollow Knight Silksong finally dropped after, what, like 8 years of waiting, and it's...
7. It was 7 years. You were almost there.
Instead of just celebrating one of the biggest indie launches ever of all time, the internet is already fighting...
Is this seriously what people got mad at? Fan art? Jesus.
Probably, yeah.
I swear to God, if this is going to be the entire controversy, this is going to genuinely infuriate me. Not because it pisses me off because people are likely just transphobic about it, but it's just gonna piss me off because it's just another instance of people getting mad at something that isn't even the fucking game's fault.
Over whether its characters are secretly trans-coded or not. Yeah, a bug game is now the latest battlefield in the culture wars, and it's just absolutely cringe. But here's why this matters to you as a player. So the game has launched to insane numbers. Congrats! $20 game proving that AAA woke slop is absolute trash, and that...
At first I thought that this guy was going to be maybe semi-level-headed, and then he had to throw out the word, oh, woke slop trash, and then that just immediately shot down any and all point that you could have possibly had, and I already know what kind of video I'm in for. Oh boy, this is... That's just gonna be another tiresome experience, isn't it? Also, somebody should probably, remind this guy that in Silksong you literally play as a woman that is quite literally self-defined as strong and independent. Or, as certain fucking morons out there on Twitter would probably call this character, a girl boss character. But I can guarantee you that the one reason why morons like this don't go after games like Silksong or anything along those lines, it's primarily because it's a beloved game, and it's a beloved game that has an established storyline and lore that can be easily understood by anyone. It has both of those things. And of course, if they were to fucking call out something as stupid as that for Silksong, then they would ultimately reveal themselves to just be nothing more than fucking morons.
Something where I'm not sure. Wait, no, okay, you've gotten to the point that Kiwi's at, or around that point, so I think you've already seen one of the voice lines. It's not really about, like, whether HoRnEt's trans or not. I don't think she is. Again, you already said it's, like, already been defined that she's a strong, independent woman, or whatever the way that they described it. Something that I just found interesting. I'm pretty sure HoRnEt has mentioned the fact that she has had multiple husbands in the past.
Oh yeah, that is also a thing that is mentioned, which unfortunately was in fact one of the things that was spoiled for me before I even, got that far into the game.
Give them a round of applesauce, right? But while most fans were focused on playing the game and exploring the world and struggling through the brutal boss fights, I know I was. That first boss where you get him out of the webbing just absolutely made me rage quit. Corner of...
You raged against Bellbeast?
Social media had other plans. And of course they do. That's how the woke side of things go, you know?
Again, it's just people having fucking headcanons, and if you're actually going to make controversy out of it, I'm sorry, but you need to fill out a job application, my guy.
They're turning Silksong into a debate about identity. Gender identity. Of course, because why not?
Alright. You know what? If it is supposedly happening, if it's supposedly going to be this huge debate about gender identity, then let's see it. Let's see the supposed evidence that this is taking place. I want to see the, the frontline footage, if you will, of the almighty culture war, and all these amazing, totally not fucking basement-dwelling culture warriors, going to bat against the evil woke media that's trying to transify our fucking insects. You realize how dumb it sounds when I say it like that? That's basically what this is.
That's how the modern audience works, right? Anyways, the claim is that HoRnEt, the main character of the game, is TrANS-cOded, and we're seeing fan edits out there that are starting to pop up with trans flag overlays. There are screenshots that are circulating with text boxes reading "down with cisgender," and if you're rolling your eyes...
So far, I've only seen the one image that you showed at the beginning of this video as evidence of that. If that is going to be your only piece of evidence, then I don't know why the fuck I'm even gonna listen to you.
Quickly snowballed. Not only HoRnEt, but now other characters like Chakra are being declared trans. Because why not, right? And when anyone pushes back, if you dare even say anything critical about it, the counter argument is if you don't see it, then you're just transphobic, which sounds like a lot of cope to me. Or the other classic is you don't understand media literacy, because they immediately go to that you're unintelligent, that you're a retard, and all this nonsense. It's the same old, right? We're sick and tired of being...
Can you show me some fucking evidence? Listen, you can talk about all this all you want, but I need to see some actual evidence of this supposedly being a widespread thing that is so massive that you just can't ignore it, and you had to make this entire video. Listen, show me something other than that first fucking image, because if that's all you really have in terms of evidence for this, then I don't know why I'm even giving you the time of day.
Like I said, it's the same logic we've seen before. Remember Baldur's Gate 3 when that came out? People online were calling it an LGBTQ game just because you could romance same-sex characters, even though straight romances were just as available. Yeah, if you questioned that framing, suddenly you're the problem. Oh, you're just holding us down. You're oppressing the LGBTQ, and it's...
I feel like I shouldn't even... Okay, shall we bring up the fact that it was the fact that you could, like, get in bed with the same sex as, like, your main character as, like, a thing that your entire aisle was entirely mad about? At least until Baldur's Gate 3 got really popular, and then mysteriously you're just like, I can look past it, I can ignore that aspect, the wokeness, the blatant wokeness, quote-unquote, within the game is something that I can just ignore because it is a popular game, and talking against it would make me look dumb.
I guess progressive side of things, the whole woke side of things, because they want to inject their ideologies into you, and they want you to force to accept it. They want to force you to accept it, and if you don't like it, you're a bigot, and that's why I always call...
Again, shall we go into the fucking hypocrisy of, like, whenever you bring up, like, supposed wokeness within a game, you constantly lambast said game and try to force other people to not fucking play games just because they have a little bit of representation within them. Even before a game is even released, you automatically lambast it. Like, it's so fucking tiresome. Like, again... There's something about stones and glass houses that you need to start looking into. It's like a fucking cycle with these people. Like, there's a reason why, games like Half-Life and Tomb Raider and whatever else would not work today. And it's not because they're dated or their concepts are dated. It's because gung-ho fuckfire losers like this would see characters like Alex and Lara Croft being released nowadays as way too girl boss for them, especially if it's like a new series and it's not well established, and they would get fucking pissed at that.
The game to the point where it felt out of place. When you have a game like Silksong and you're trying to desperately shoehorn some kind of like trans ideology into it when it has no...
Also, I like how you're not showing any of your own gameplay here. Like, I would rather you show your own gameplay rather than just, like, loop the fucking, like, reveal trailer for Silksong over and over again, because it's just kind of like... I don't know. It just kind of comes across as you, like, being lazy with your editing and your presentation. And it's overall just telling me that you actually haven't played Silksong, and you don't know anything about it.
You're really bad at it, and you are just ashamed to show it.
I mean, hell, from as far in about Silksong that I am currently in, the entire idea of Silksong is that you, as HoRnEt, is basically just trying to overthrow, again, a very oppressive and restrictive regime that's trying to use your powers to control the masses. And I can guarantee you that if they were to read too far into it, Well, assuming that half of these people can even read at all, they probably wouldn't like that kind of messaging because it's also very anti-authoritarian. I mean, hell, there's also the fact that Farloom's economy just on its own, everything down to the economy within Farloom is complete dog shit. Literally, the only thing that they have going for it is just beautiful architecture and a lot of religious theming, but outside of that, it's mainly just these fuckasses that are going around and using magical soul-enchanted thread to fuck people over.
Around identity politics, it alienates the broader fan base. It literally pushes people out. Like, if they get loud enough and they attack gamers are going to be turned away from the fandom. There's other games out there where I'm like, yeah.
So, you want to be the kind of person that inadvertently also does that by making this video where you're trying to make this massive outcry over what is so far seeming like a big nothing burger. So far, your only piece of evidence that you've shown off here is just one piece of fan art where someone is stating that they believe that HoRnEt is TrANS-cOded.
1,000 people playing Silksong at launch. How many of them do you think are worried about HoRnEt's pronouns? Honestly, sit there and ask yourself, how many of those people out of that...
Oh, for fuck's sake, can we just get to, like, an actual point here? When does the footage change to anything other than mindless whinging? I want to get to a point. Oh, finally, a screenshot. Oh, wait, no, it's just the same one as the beginning of the fucking video! He doesn't show off a unique thing until 7 minutes in!
Oh, what?
I've seen lazy editing, and I've seen lazy editing, but this is just borderline fucking... It's amazing how little you can do just to try and net a following, but it's very obvious that it's not even working that much anymore, because look at his viewership compared to his subscriber count. He has almost 100k subscribers, just 4,000 away from 100k, and here he is, only netting 2,000, maybe 3,000 views over the course of a month. I now remember why I kind of stopped talking about these guys. It's primarily because a lot of their fucking videos just boil down to more or less just the same thing. Them generating outrage out of literally fucking nothing, and it ultimately just turns out to be the most nothing burger thing you've ever goddamn seen. But of course, I guess to round off this particular segment, I was sent something by Sky Biscuit that is somewhat tangentially related, and is also probably something that these weird motherfuckers would probably automatically believe is a real thing if it weren't for the fact that I have a reading comprehension past that of an 8th grader. There's apparently this particular, like, you know, Steam forums post on Silksong, where we have this, and I'm pretty sure that this is probably their primary source of, like, if you don't agree with my headcanon of, you know, HoRnEt being trans, then you're a bigot. I quickly skimmed through this, and pretty much, I'd probably say...
The freeze at the end doesn't make...
Yeah, but, like, here's the thing. I pretty much immediately wrote this off as nothing more than a troll post by the second paragraph.
I just wrote it as a troll post as soon as I saw I'm so proud to be a Swiftie today.
Yeah. Like, but, like, it took me until only the second paragraph here for me to write this off as, yeah, no, this is just someone just trying to either get a rise out of people, or one of these fucking losers that's just trying to make fun of, like, the LGBT community that is also enjoying this game for whatever reason. But of course, if you need any more proof that this is likely a troll post, go ahead to the second to last paragraph here, where we have this, where the LGBTQ fucking acronym is stretched over to a whole bunch of different things, just like every other failed joke that these fucking morons try to pull off whenever they use the LGBT acronym. And of course, if it weren't for the second paragraph alone, that should also let you know that this is not a post to be taken seriously by anyone with a fully functioning brain. But I think the best part about this, and what makes this even funnier, is that I just now noticed that at the top, this person was banned from commenting on the Steam discussions for Hollow Knight Silksong because of this. Now, for all the fucking losers that apparently saw this and immediately thought that this was a genuine post from someone on my side, I just simply have to ask, how fucking stupid are you? It's either you're stupid, or you're unbelievably desperate to try and paint the other side as something that they're very much not. Listen, I can dig deep into games and find messaging that probably isn't there. Hell, I'm pretty sure even my analysis, my brief analysis I brought up of Half-Life 2 probably isn't even entirely true either. That's probably just a funny haha space invasion game where you play as a funny guy with a gravity gun. But you know what?
And a crowbar.
Yeah, and a crowbar. But you know what? That's the beauty of video games, is being able to find things that may or may not even be intentional by the developers in terms of their messaging. If for some reason that you headcanon HoRnEt as trans for one reason or another, go ahead, I don't fucking care, okay? It's not that big of a problem to me. Personally, I don't see it, even though I myself am trans. I personally don't really see it. But I do see, you know, the overall messaging of, like, this heavily religious fanatic society wanting to try and use one person's powers to try and control the masses. And that's kind of what I'm gathering from at least, like, where I currently am in Silksong, which is honestly a really interesting fucking story so far. But you wanna know one thing that a lot of these people that would probably take this shit seriously have in common? They would probably hear my description of that and either completely write it off entirely because they don't want to actually listen to the fact that that could be the messaging within the game, or they will immediately do a 180 on Hollow Knight Silksong after realizing that that is basically what's happening in Silksong, and they will decry the game as woke. There's only one way or the other for these kinds of people, and both sides are equally embarrassing.